Hidden in the background of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is this kid with a rather unnerving smile and almost a fourth wall break. I wanted to know, will the smiling kid turn out to be the next villain of the Spider-Verse? So I asked the filmmakers. Except this time, I think I dug a little too deep. He's a blink and you miss him character. In the first Spider-Verse film, we see him all of 4 times, and he always sports that strange, almost uncanny smile. But even more bizarre than his grin is the fact that he seems to look directly at the camera. It is possible he could just be some sort of inside joke among the animators, which could explain why he also shows up in Across the Spider-Verse, except for something else the second Spider-Verse movie did.
You ran through the cafeteria. You hit me with a bagel!
I do wonder if this was a fun idea the filmmakers had after completing the first movie, because this could, of course, be a subtle retcon. They might not have planned to have that random scientist turn out to be the villain of the sequel when they first animated him, but whether they planned it ahead of time or just went back and changed it for the second film, it begs the question, is something similar happening with the Smiling Kid? Hey, even the official Spider-Verse Twitter account joked about it. The Smiling Kid got some attention again soon after Across the Spider-Verse came out in 2023. People noticed that he appeared in the background of the sequel as well, again with that strange smile. Theories started to pop up online. This Reddit theory suggested the character might turn out to be the Maker, an alternate version of Reed Richards. But as comments pointed out, Disney now owns the rights to the Fantastic Four characters, so this theory is pretty unlikely. The Spider-Verse wiki page claims that the Smiling Kid character was indeed an inside joke created by the animators. However, I couldn't find anything else online to back this up, so I have no idea where they got this information. It was clear to me that these fan theories were a bit all over the place. If I wanted to get any sort of clarity about this character, I was going to have to go to the source, the filmmakers themselves. I began researching the Spider-Verse animation team, starting with the senior animators and working my way down the list. In my research, I found that most animators worked on short sequences or just individual scenes of the movie. That meant that if I was going to find out who animated the Smiling Kid, it was going to take some time. In the end, I contacted around 20 people who worked on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, including the publicist for Kemp Powers, one of the directors of the film. I told them what I was doing and explained my question. And to my surprise, I got some replies. Most of the animators who got back to me didn't have any knowledge about the character, but they were very gracious and wished me luck on my journey. I even heard back from the director's publicist, who thanked me for my interest, but said Mr. Powers was currently doing press for the Spider-Verse Awards campaign and would have to decline. And then I got a heartbreaking email. An email that almost made me give up on this video. This particular animator said as far as he knew, there was no significance to the character, and he was only included because people found him funny. However, he did say that animators know very little about what goes on in the writing process, so he wasn't ruling out any reference with the character. I knew this was a long shot when I started on this journey. I knew there was a strong possibility that this could all be an inside joke, but I wasn't done yet. I mean, who's to say the writers weren't keeping their plans for Smiling Kid a secret from most of the production team? I knew there was someone out there who would know definitively whether the Smiling Kid was an inside joke or something more. And so I kept at it. I continued researching and sending inquiries, until I heard back from an animator who gave me some cryptic replies. And that's when I knew I was onto something. I found an animator whose reel had a scene that was in a similar location as one of the sightings of Smiling Kid. I drafted an email explaining that I was making the YouTube video and was trying to find some information about this background character. And it wasn't long before the animator responded with this. I was intrigued by this odd response, but unsatisfied, so I pushed for more information. I asked if this response meant he couldn't talk about the character, and he replied, yes. I truly don't know if the guy was trolling me, but he did ask that I omit his name from this video. And when I asked if I could include the conversation itself in my video, he simply said, we had no conversation. I eventually got his permission to use the email in my video if I removed his name, but I was left wondering just how much this guy knew. Did he actually know something about the Smiling Kid and Sony's plans for him, or was he just messing with me? There's no way to know for certain, but I will say I can't wait until Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, because I'm more curious than ever now about this strange character lurking in the background. Who is he really? What does he know? And will he turn out to be someone more? What do you think about this?